Let's just see. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So you guys really liked my products I regret buying video, the very first one that I put up. You guys know that I love videos like that, as well as favorites videos, and I just got a really good response from that, and people were like, okay, I like the way you did this video, and I like the way you explained it, why you hated a certain product. You've saved me a lot of money. She would have made this video before I purchased this. So I'm back with a part 2 for you guys. Every 3 months I clean my personal makeup storage, and everything that I don't use anymore I will thoroughly clean and I will stick in my kit just so I'm utilizing it, or if it's old I will trash it. I have done it again, and these are products that I have been holding on to for a while, not knowing whether to just trash them completely or stick them in my kit. But I thought I would come and make a video for you guys because I have a few products here, not many, but I have a few products here that I'm like, why did I ever spend my money on this crap? So it varies from palettes to lipsticks to foundations, everything. And something like 1 or 2 products are products that I didn't necessarily purchase. I got them in gratis, but they're horrible, they're crappy, I don't like them. Without further ado, let's jump right into this. I went batshit crazy when I saw these because in the packaging they were just beautiful. The colors were so pretty. I had to have at least one. It is the Constellation Gel Eyeliner from Milani, and I know you guys remember this because at one point this was a thing. I got the shade Enchanted Emerald, and what I liked about this is that top layer was beautiful. That top layer was life. You can kind of see it around the edges. So my sole purpose for this was not to be a gel liner. I don't do gel liners at all. I hate gel liners actually. And it smells like Play-Doh. I'm sorry. I just got a big whiff of that, and oh my god, it smells like Play-Doh. Anyway, back to subject at hand. My sole purpose for this was to do more of an eye look with it because that first layer of product was just beautiful. If someone could create something like that top layer and just keep all the product like that, oh my god, these babies would sell. Like I always do, I went in and I did my eye look with it, and I loved it. I love that first layer of product. I laid down a black gel liner to act as like a base, and I put this over it. Oh my god, it was life. But then it turned into this, a big glob of nothing. There's no shine, there's no shimmer. It's crappy. I hate it. It's pretty much dried out now, so I'm gonna trash it. If you wanted to, you could still use this as a base for like eyeshadows on top of it, but it's very deceiving because you buy it and you think that the whole product and the packaging is going to be that glowy, iridescent finish. Once you get past that top layer, it's bullshit. So that was crap. My second product is a product that when it first came out, I literally bought one because I was like, you know what? These are going to sell out. I need it. But then I found out that I was getting it in gratis, so I just took it back. It is the Makeup Forever Pro Sculpting Duo. And I know I'm going to get a bunch of shit about this because I love these when they first came out. But it's crap. This was not thought through at all. For one, for the chocolate girls, there's absolutely nothing we can do with any of the contour colors they put in either one or two. So I had one of these. Well, I have one of these, and I just have product there that is going to go to waste. Secondly, the highlight is beautiful when you swatch it on your skin, but when you put it on that face, all you see is chunks of glitter. They didn't really think this through. I think this was a product that was rushed. And it seemed like whenever I would do a makeover at work and I would reach for this because I loved this at one time. Loved it. But every time I would reach for this and put it on any client, honestly, unless they were 12 years old and had baby smooth skin, I would always create texture. The skin could be as smooth as butter, but you would always see texture there. I just hate this because this is a product that I love. Like, you guys don't understand. I love this highlighter. Hated the fact that they don't have a contour shade for dark girls, which is unfortunate, but I'm not surprised. I'm just going to have to throw this in my kit and use this when I can. Yeah, it's a big no-go for me now. Okay, you guys. Don't kill me. I love you. You love me. I hope you love me. I fell for the hype. And I'm woman enough to admit, let me just take it. Because I know y'all going to give me shit for this. I'm woman enough to admit that I fell for the fucking hype of Champagne Pop. And that's why it's in this video. Champagne Pop. Beautiful highlight. Just not for my chocolate skin. I tried to make this work 167,000 times. It would not. I hate that I spent my money on this. And I'm the first to admit that I don't like it. Well, you know what? I'm not going to say I don't like it because I found ways to work it. So I would always pair it with my Laura Mercier body bronzer. And it worked perfect. Here's a little problem. When you take pictures, all you see is ashy glow. So if you're my skin tone or a little bit darker or a few shades darker, this is not going to work for us, ladies. Like, I fell for the hype. I absolutely hate that I fell for the hype because it does not work. Topaz is a much better shade for us. Even Opal is a little bit lighter. I like my Opal. I will say I like my Opal. But Champagne Pop, girl, you disappointed me. You're not for my skin tone. The next product I was super excited about receiving in stores. I jumped on these because I was like, oh my god, it's time for y'all to upgrade. When I got this home, I realized that she was not for me. So if you guys can see that in the packaging, it's already broken up. It is the Hourglass eyeshadow palettes. These are beautiful in store. Pros and cons. The pigmentation is really nice. I do like the way some of the colors look as an eyeshadow. Some of them suck. But again, I think this is another product that was just rushed because, for one, if I'm paying that amount for this, it should not crack like this. And it's only been in a drawer. Well, this is a no-go for me. I'm scared to toss this because, like, literally toss it because I'm afraid it's going to crumble even more. So we're just going to set her down. Alright, you guys, foundations. I am a foundation hoarder. I have 1 million foundations on my vanity here, and I'm always searching for newer foundations. So I purchased it. She not for me. She cute or whatever, but she not for me. They say this is supposed to be a long wearing foundation. I get better, longer wear out of my Studio Fluid, which I love. I love MAC Studio Fluid. I'm also going to make another favorites video, and she will definitely be a part of the favorites video because she is my go-to. Back to Pro Longwear, not so much. I expected the same longevity out of the Pro Wear because in the concealers, girl, Pro Longwear concealer is my #1 concealer of all time, Sway. What happened? What happened, Mac? What's going on? I would apply this. My shift starts at 10 o'clock. I would apply this, and around 12 o'clock, I would just see the foundation all in my pores. And I'm like, I primed. I even did a mask before. Like, MAC Pro Longwear foundation is a no-go for me. I don't like her. I'm not going to toss this one because I already got foundation on my floor, and I can't get no more on my floor. Another MAC foundation that I've heard so many good things about, and I'm so disappointed. It is the MAC Studio Sculpt. I still have this in the box because, child, I was looking high and low for that receipt to return this shit. It is more of a medium to full coverage, but this shit moves all over my face. I thought I asked the young lady if it was more of a matte finish, and I'm 95% sure she told me it was. Girl, is not. I hate this. I have a full bottle. This is definitely going in my kit. This is for like 2 to 4 hours use. I didn't like the way it applied. I didn't like the way it went on. It's just thick, and I am used to thick foundation. I love a thick cake face, girl. But this one was really difficult to maneuver. Didn't like her. She gotta go. Alright, the next few products are more palettes. And then last, I'm going to hop into my lipsticks. The first palette that is a no-go for me is the Double Exposure Smashbox palette. When I got this in Gratis, I was like, makeup gods, thank you for looking upon thee, because I've been eyeing this and I didn't want to pay for it. Glad I didn't pay for it because these colors absolutely suck. For one, anybody that knows me knows I absolutely hate silver eyeshadow. I think it's very 90s, very early 2000s, very I'm from outer space, retro. No, I don't want no fucking silver eyeshadow on me. Don't do me like that. And what does this palette have? 2 silver eyeshadows. Pros. The only pros in this palette are these 2 shades right here, honestly. And maybe the black one. Everything else, I don't like that satiny shimmer. I can't do anything with that. These colors, there's no transition colors for women of color. These are all shadow colors that you're going to basically put on your lid, probably on top of something. I didn't like this. I felt like they should have added more warm colors. Like, that's pretty warm. That's probably the only really pretty shimmery satin finish shadow that they have. I was just disappointed. I hate when companies put like a glitter eyeshadow. If it's not like pure glitter, don't do it, because after that first layer, like we've learned with Milani, you're not going to get any more glitter out of the shadow. So I'm kind of disappointed in this one. Did see that Smashbox they've come out with a newer eyeshadow palette, and it's actually really pretty. They dropped the ball with this one, especially with silver eyeshadow. They really, if anybody wants silver eyeshadow, Urban Decay will forever make silver eyeshadow, so go get it from them. Don't put them in your palettes, because silver eyeshadow is just so annoying. The next palette was something I didn't purchase, and I was not going to purchase it because I'm not a fan of any of the Naked palettes. So I have Naked 3 here. Naked 3 is a no-go for me. Now, don't get me wrong, I like the shades in the Naked 3. What can I do with this? I don't know. And 9 times out of 10, when my clientele that comes into Sephora, they have no idea what to do with all of these colors. They feel like this one's supposed to be the brow shade. So if a black woman comes in and she buys this palette and somebody's been teaching her that this is a brow shade, how is that going to look? Let's just see. So, you guys can see how I despise this palette. There are some good colors in this palette that I actually kind of dig. Not many. Dust was a shadow that I thought was really pretty when you swatched it, but it's very difficult to apply to the eyes. I find it better applying it when your brush is a little bit wet. Another favorite of mine was Trick in the palette, but usually my clientele are African American women. So using a palette like this for transition colors is a no-go. They do have a really pretty matte shade. I did find myself using this one a little bit more with my clients, but it's just not something I would invest my money in. It's not for chocolate girls. We can do 1 or 2 things with it, but a whole eye look with this is probably not gonna fly. I'm not a big fan of any of the Naked palettes, honestly. They're just not for me. So again, the next 2 products are solely based off of hype. I fell in love with these because everybody else on the internet fell in love with them. My Lorac Pro palette. So let's go through Lorac Pro, the first one. This one's not bad, but it's just not a palette I see myself reaching for every day. They have a few cute shadows. Now this one I do prefer over the second one, only because they have a lot of warmer shades in there. There's some matte colors we can put on the eye. But if you can tell, they got that damn white. What are you going to do with white eyeshadow? And if you tell me you're using it for highlight, come here, let me punch you in the nose really quick. Especially us black women. if you go to a makeup store and she tries to use white eyeshadow as a highlight, just grab your purse and say, you know what? I left something burning on my stove at the house. I gotta go. Even if you're Caucasian, don't ever let somebody use a white eyeshadow as highlight. Things in this palette were really nice to me. I really like the darker shades. The black was a little weird to me because on us it went gray. Not a bad palette. If I had to do over, I wouldn't have spent my money on it. It's not a bad palette to have. You got your hands on it and you know how to maneuver it, stick with it. But it's just not something I would kind of reach for. The second one, I really don't like this one. They got two things in this palette that's making me go, why? That's silver, and then there's white again. I will say this navy shade is a really, really pretty shade. It reminds me of Sailor from Sephora collection. It's that really deep, rich navy. But everything else is a no-go in this palette for me. Again, I wouldn't have purchased it. No. Another thing that I'm just kind of like, why? You guys remember the Wash and Go or Wash and Dry collection from MAC? I was on trend mood at 4 a.m. trying to get my hands on at least 3 things from that collection, and I absolutely regret it. And the thing is, somebody said that the first layer was only highlight and everything else was blush. I didn't want to believe that. I was like, nope, nope. It ain't true. Yeah, this is not. I got the shade. This is Freshen Up. And it says it's a highlight powder. Yeah, that first layer was highlight. And it was beautiful. Oh my God. MAC dropped the ball with this. Because this shit sucks. I can't use anything but this. Maybe this color right here, because everything else is going to come off really ashy on me. It just sucks. It's not a highlighting powder. It's more of a blush. I hate that I spent my money on this. I did like the packaging. I thought I would hang on to the packaging, but I'm so upset and disappointed that MAC deceived me the way they did with this freaking highlight. You guys know I love my highlighters from MAC. This is my absolute favorite one. I use this all the time. Superb. And if anybody's from MAC Corporation watching this, y'all need to re-promote this one. Superb from MAC. Bring it back. But yeah, this is a no-go for me. My next product would probably now I will say this. I am putting this one in my kit only because I want to make some use of it. It is the 10 blush palette from Coastal Scents. I was on a Coastal Scents binge when I first got into building my kit. Oh, it's affordable, quality makeup, so why not? The blushes are kind of disappointing only because my clientele is African American. This blush palette is not realistic. African American women tend to need richer, darker tones, so using a bright pink blush on them is, I can make it work. I've realized how to make it work. I've studied makeup and realized how you can maneuver something like this into working for darker complexions. But someone that does not know or getting into the makeup game may feel a little confused like I did. So yeah, I'm not going to get rid of this. I'm just going to throw it in my kit and use it whenever I can. But this is another palette that I wish I would have saved my money on. It wasn't too expensive, but it's a no-go for me. The last palette that I got from you guys is also another Coastal Scents products. It's the 6 Contour Blush Palette. And this was another product that everyone raved about. I got it because I felt like, okay, I'm supposed to have something like this in my kit to highlight and contour people. And I can use it on every skin tone. This dark one here I thought could work for me. Does not work. I don't even know what to do with this one. Like, I've used this one at Halloween to set, like, if I'm doing white face. Because the blush colors were actually kind of cute. They were cute or whatever. But it's just something that I should have researched more and got a little bit more information about before I started to just pile up a bunch of shit in my cart and just purchase it. This is perfect for if you are starting out and you don't know how to physically contour your face, but I would not recommend it if you're my skin tone or darker because there's nothing we can do with this. And last but not least, I have a shit ton of MAC lipsticks. And I have depotted all of them. I calculated how many I have depotted and how much money I have spent just on MAC lipsticks. It's well over $700. $700 that I will never get back. $700 that I will never see. $700 that I'm kicking my ass about. I was a MAC lipstick fan because before Colored Rain, before Colored Pop, Anastasia, these were what we went to for matte lipsticks. Now that you see ultra matte lipsticks and the long wear and the longevity of ultra matte lipsticks, you have no purpose for regular matte lipsticks. I just really regret buying any of my matte lipsticks. They were fun. Like the very few first shades that I purchased, I remember the very first color that I got was Snob from MAC. And I had no idea how to wear that. I was one of those girls that wore Snob all over your lip, and I looked like I've been eating powder donuts all day. It was bad. But I kind of fell into buying matte lipsticks because that was all I knew. I prefer ultra matte lipsticks. ColourPop are my absolute favorite lipsticks of all time, Sway. So I really don't have any use for. So that was my video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys see anything in this video and you can give me tips about how to use before I officially trash them, let me know. I appreciate all you guys' support. Thank you guys for watching this video. I will see you in my next one. Bye!